Here's some more stats on single mothers. Pause to read. And again, more statistics. So go ahead and pause to read.
Black women wanted to be like white women.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that the kids never had no food and all of that rubbish, what they tried to sell you. They just wanted to live like the white woman.
Mm-hmm.
So they were told, sell your man out. They sold their men out to have a better life. Because they were sold that
So
dream.
they thought, yeah.
I don't want to go too deep in. I'm just saying, look at where we at now as the people. And why did they learn so late? I see a lot of younger women nowadays, they're looking at the elders. Even the millennials have children now. And they're looking at, the zennials are looking at the millennials and going, nah, this ain't it. Because they're looking at the stats, the data, and they're looking at the observable truth that's in their families. And they're going, that's not the outcome that I want. That's not the way to winning. Welcome to the S Banks and the JD Network podcast. I'm your host, S Banks, and I'm joined by my co-host,
JD.
So what is our topic of discussion today?
A single mother wants a man to pay for her babysitter so she can go on a date.
Yeah, the cheek of it. Anyways, we have 3 clips for you today. Let's waste no time. Let's jump right in. Here's clip number 1.
About something that's been really annoying me lately. This is going to be It's About Men, but single mom version. So something that's been getting under my skin is men not understanding what it means to be a single mom. So as a single mom, a single working mom, I have my plate full to the maximum, right? I don't have free time. The time that I do have free, I just want to relax. So one, I get it. I'm single. Yes. Do I want to date? Sure. If I meet the right person, right? But if you invite me out for a dinner, or drinks, especially during the weeknight, come on. You know I have things to do. I'm sure you have things to do the next day. I have a child to take care of. I can't just go out late at night just whenever, right? So you have to take that into consideration. So if you're really going to invite me out, one, make it worth my time.
Who in the blue hell are you?
And what do I mean by make it worth my time? Just don't invite me out to dinner and drinks. Get creative. Invite me out for an activity. Do something different. Do something that's going to be worth my time and effort. I am taking time out of my evening to meet with you, to go and enjoy your company, to see how things work, if we're compatible. I'm making an effort, so I expect you to make an effort. So don't just assume that I'm going to be able to drop off my child somewhere, because most likely I'm not. So unless you're offering to pay for the babysitter, I'm not going on that date.
Hell to the no, to the no. Hell no.
Also, offer to pay for the babysitter. That's going to make me more receptive to want to go and spend my time with you. And another thing, do not just assume that you can invite me and my daughter out. No, I do not introduce my daughter to guys. That's a no-no. So there's that. And also, don't just assume that you're going to invite me out for drinks and I'm going to show up. What makes you think that I'm going to put my safety in jeopardy by drinking and driving? So unless you're going to offer to pick me up and drop me off or Uber me there and back, it's a no on the drinks during the week.
Who the fuck are you, bitch?
So, moral of the story is, come on guys, if she's a single mom, she already has a lot on her plate, so don't add to her plate. Don't make her life more stressful. Don't make her plan out the date that you want to take her on. That's not going to happen. So all I'm going to say is do better. And to everyone asking me out on freaking dates lately, literally, if the shoe fits, then it fits, okay? That's all I got to say.
Okay.
That sounded like a whole lot of entitlement to me. How is it a man's responsibility to do all of those things, like pay for the babysitter? My thing is this. My thought is, where's the baby daddy? And did she have the same energy for him?
The baby daddy is clearly non-existent.
Yeah.
That's why she didn't even mention him, because you're talking about a babysitter. If your baby father was in a picture, then let's say that he's the babysitter, because then that child can go to their father while you go on dates with other men. I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Some men
but
ain't gonna be like, I'm babysitting for you. And I don't want to use the word babysitting because you're your own child. But I'm saying some dudes is not going to be like, I'm looking after the child so you as the mother can go on dates with other men. I don't think so.
no, I know.
I'm just saying it from a lot
but
of dudes'
women may
perspective.
not tell the baby father that information.
Yeah.
Just say, well, you haven't heard this weekend. I've got plans to do whatever I'm doing. And they just don't mention the fact that they're going on a date. That's all.
But how is it the new guy's problem? How
It's
is it
not.
How is it his responsibility to look after that child and pay for that child? Remember, I just met this woman. This is how we met. I've got to pay because I have to be traditional off the rip. So then she's not married. She didn't stay with the baby father. Now she wants me to take on the responsibility when I'm just trying to, really and truly, I'm trying to get the guts. Because most men are trying to get the guts.
I know.
Single mothers are seen as you're active. You definitely active. They're seen as poor decision makers. So really and truly, why am I gonna be like, you know what? Let me pay for this girl's this woman's Uber because she was talking about transport, then trying to say about her time, like to say my time don't
Ain't
mean
valuable,
nothing.
yeah.
Then she was talking about basically you got to pull out all the stops. She don't
said-
qualify.
She said all sorts of
Yeah,
things.
but she doesn't qualify for the things that she mentioned. She's not a bad looking woman,
No.
but delusional, most definitely.
Well, I will say this. This was my first thought. This is a great example why men don't date single mothers. I will say that first. The reason why I say that is because men see single mothers as being too much work. And it's like, are you worth all this work that I have to do? Now, what I'll say by that is what she just said in a video, as in, you have to plan the date, make sure it's fun, make sure it's different, make sure you put in effort in regard to the date. Then I want you to pay for my babysitter. Then I want you to pay for the actual date that we do go on. And then I want you to pay for an Uber to pick me up and take me home, because if I drink, then if you want me to drink, then I need to have some form of transport. That's she said more, obviously.
Okay, why would a man of value do all of that?
His-
Because there's other women out there that are childless, that are game.
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah, feel free.
You said a man of value. It's not just men of value. There's men that don't really have any value who think the same way.
But it's not okay. I'm not disparaging that men of value. What I'm saying is that in general, because women want top tier men. So the kind of men that she would want that can do all those things she mentioned and pay, because she's not a traditional woman, but she expects the man to be traditional. Most women want top tier men.
Yeah.
So the kind of men that she wants, don't you think that they can get women that
Okay.
are
Yeah. In that
childless?
sense. Oh yeah,
So
of course
they can get those women quite easily. Why put up with all of that? Why go through the hoops and this entitled woman when she's not looking at her? If we look at the dating market, she's not looking at her SMV.
No.
She's not
And
looking at it.
The thing is, we did a podcast not that long ago. I believe it was last week. Can't remember the title, but I'm gonna have to link it. Right. And basically, there was people having a conversation of where a woman that has children, where does she rank, right, in the dating market? And they said, and okay, the example was the woman is a 10.
Oh, that
Okay,
one,
say
okay.
she's not a 10 because
So
10s are
so
rare.
say she's a 10
but
on paper.
say she is very good looking. She's got a banging body. She's got everything a man pretty much wants physically, right? But the only problem is that she has a child.
Yeah.
So then they're saying, where would that woman rank in the dating
They
market?
said she's a 2 now.
men-
we will tag that.
Yeah. The men said she is a 2. No,
Yeah.
one man said she is a 2. The other man said you are -2 because you have a child. You have a baby father.
She's a 10, but She got 2 kids from 2 different baby daddies.
She a 2 now.
She a 2 now.
She a 2?
Ooh.
She definitely in the negatives. Well, 100%.
So you're not
Red
even
flags.
going for that at all.
No, absolutely not.
One baby daddy's enough. That's enough.
Right.
Okay, one. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. So because we've spoken about things lots of times, right? And this is how men, as you already know, you're a man. This is how men view single mothers.
That's the reality. It's a harsh one. I know
Yes.
it's effed up, but that's how it is.
That's how it is.
Men
So
don't want to go into no ready-made family.
no. So for the women, the single mothers especially, who think like, yeah, I can just get any guy I want after being a single mother. That's not how men view it. So that's why I say certain things, and some things may not seem nice
I
or
think they get gassed because the abundance of simps and simps transition the game and gas them up. Or there's a lot of men who will tell women what they want to hear just to get the guts, and these women equate those men telling them that they want it, what they want to hear, to long-term commitment. He's taking me seriously. Men lie. Men will say what they need to say in order to get what they need to get. It is what it is. I'm just saying some single mothers shouldn't be dating, because if you got to require, don't get me wrong, I think that you should shoot for the stars. I think anybody should do that. I think shoot for the stars, yeah. But at the same time, don't go so high up altitude to way past your natural flying altitude where you're thinking delusional. It's the truth. Because you're being delusional at this point. Which man's really going to do all of that? Right? He's coming into, you're coming from a place of, oh, entitlement. He's got this, he's got that. Never what you're going to do. Oh, and weekdays. Don't take me out on weekdays and blah, 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 and your time, and nothing about him. What does he get in return for what he's going to do for you?
my time, innit?
But that's my point, though. Your time, like he don't have time as well.
No.
And I say, that's not fair. That's
not.
jacked up. It is what it is. But that's the entitlement of modern women today. And this is why men just get put off of the whole single mothers. And if I even dig a little bit deeper, okay, a man with no children, moving into a ready-made family, got to deal with baby daddy issues, got to deal with a child that don't like him, a child that could say, well, because I don't like the way you're moving in on mommy, I'm gonna make up this story about you. Where's the win for men in that sense?
There's not a win in that sense for a man, no. I think it's just all losses, to be honest with you. I'm not saying things can't work out and he gets with a woman, she's a good woman, and he gets on with her children. I'm not saying that's impossible. It's not impossible. But if they was to break up, the man has to break up with those kids too. So if they manage to build a bond and they actually get on with each other,
so it's a bad investment.
It is a bad investment. Have to be honest there.
Why do women have these standards after being ran through? Suddenly, they never had these standards for the baby father or for the other dudes that ran through them, but they got standards for the new guy. This is what you see more often than not.
That's true. I would say
Because
maybe.
I know my worth now.
Yeah. So I was going to go along the lines of that as well.
Yeah,
in regards to, say the woman gets a little bit older and she realizes, oh, okay, shouldn't have done that, or along those lines, and then she realized, oh, this is what I was supposed to expect in a man, or what I was supposed to do, or what he would.
But that's not his problem, though.
No, it's not his problem. But I'm saying they realize later on, after, yes, unfortunately, after some have been ran through, after some have had children, after some, and they realize after the fact.
Okay, I hear that, right? But think about this, right? What can a woman, single mother, give a man that she hasn't already given another man? Because you've given him your prized possession, your womb. Or even if, say, you haven't given that dude a baby, you've still given him access to your womb. You give him access to your guts. So what can you give that man that you haven't already given another man?
Well, the highest thing to give a man is a baby.
Okay, but you're a single mother then. So you're
Yes.
giving one dude a baby.
No, so I'm answering your question. So I'm saying that the highest thing you can give a man is a baby. So then if you've already given another man a baby, then that will mean that you can't really offer a man.
But then that woman is not coming to the game as a virgin.
No.
So you're giving another dude
Your womb, yes.
the vajayjay, right? So then you've given what can you give a man that you haven't given another man already? See, I don't think a lot of women think about the reality of that and how men view it and what men want. It is what it is. People, put in the comments, what do you guys think? Are you paying up on the date? Are you paying for the babysitter? Are you doing all of those things? Have you done it before? Feel free. Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move along. Here's clip number 2.
Women can't take care of their kids. They're willing to go to the extreme. If I can suck for money, why you can't suck for money?
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
How much do we really care about these kids now? These are down bad situations only. If trip money is due, I'm in a bind, Nate. Sometimes men let their pride get in the way. How many men do you know go sell drugs to get money rather than swallowing their pride and go getting a job at Chick-fil-A? Check the presence. If I had a baby dad and he was like, yo, I'm down bad, I'm out here fucking fat for money, I support you. You need some yondoms?
Shout out to Forrest Gump's mom.
Forrest Gump mom slept with the principal so he wouldn't be in the slow class.
Boy, your mama sure do care about your education.
Women are willing to go the extra step. Sometimes it's hard for men to put their pride to the side and do this.
Real funny. I'll say this, right? As a woman, if you have to suck D to maintain your child, maybe you shouldn't have had that child. Second to that, if you have to suck D to maintain your child, maybe you should have vetted better the dude you had a child with. Maybe you should have gone with a man that can provide for you instead of having to do that street work. Instead of having to do street work, maybe you should have done those things I just mentioned.
I think if a woman has to go as far as sucking D in order to
maintain
feed her children, then you've clearly fallen to the ultimate low. That's
but women are quick to give a man the cooch, right? Before getting marriage. So marry before you carry. They ain't trying to do that because I'm not a pick me. And a lot of women are not, they're good for recreational fun. They're just not wifeable material. But women are still getting pregnant. And then you pick the Pookie and Ray Ray or the bad guys, then complain about him later on, saying some of them knew, or they're saying I was young, and they say I can change him. Why even have that baby? There's how much forms of birth control. You could have vetted that dude better, but you said I could change him. And then the result of that situation is a child, and then you complain about the outcomes, but then the captain ain't willing to go down with the ship. So there's no accountability. It's always the man's fault. And then, why don't the guy get a job in such and such shop? Guys do it all the time. Women take men's child support because he's got a new girlfriend, because he broke up with her, because I'm just trying to spite him. Men go above and beyond all day, every day. It's just that the court systems and the system in general is not in favor of men.
no.
So then you can't say that.
Technically, some women don't have to do jack all in order to. She could be jobless and then go to child support and then get thousands of pounds a month or whatever from the baby father, and be able to look after their child that way, off of him, not from her. But I'm just saying, to go as far as doing S work, because that's pretty much what you're doing, to look after your kids, then maybe you need to give your children to the father.
How many chicks? Exactly. But a lot's not willing to do that. Again, that's going against the norms of society. Because the father's a better parent, but you say, nah, I'm not going to do that.
But I'm saying, if you've hit low like that, for where you have to do sex work in order to feed your kids.
But think about this, right?
That's crazy.
Digital S work, right? How many kids are embarrassed?
I know.
Oh, my mom's got an OF account. How many kids are embarrassed of that? And mommy still does it anyway. She doesn't have to. She just does it because she wants attention. And attention is like oxygen to women. They need it. How many do that? But then you got the nerve to say, oh, men ain't pulling up their bootstraps and doing what they need to do. A lot of men are. Let's keep it 100. How many women's getting flown out to Dubai? And was it the porta potty, getting golden showers and all that ish. And they talk about, oh, I'm trying to maintain my child, but you're not spending that money from the golden shower, you ain't spending that money on that child. You're gonna buy a bag. You're making sure you got the best lace front. Let's keep it 100.
Okay.
My shit is it's nice.
Okay, it's on straight, yeah?
Yeah. But that's my point. It's not about the child, it's about you. You're selfish. Because you shouldn't even have put yourself in that position in the first place. And I know it's the harsh reality, but it's the truth. Why have that baby when you can't look after it? Or
That's true.
the father's not even gonna be there because a child needs two parents, mommy and daddy. But then you say I can do it all by myself. Then you complain about the men and sucking and
Well, if you have the mentality of saying I can do it all by myself, then don't ever bring up the baby father. Don't ever bring him up. Don't ever say, oh, he's a deadbeat or he's this or he's that. You said you can do it all by yourself. You gloated about it. And it was like, yeah.
What is she saying? A man should give up his yams. So is that what a man's supposed to do to make ends meet?
No, it's not supposed to. I have a
What are
question.
you saying?
Lady, because she mentioned, the woman in the clip mentioned, if she had a baby father and he said he would sleep with, I think she said fat things, right?
Hey.
In order to make some peas.
Don't body shame, man.
I think that's what she said. Not my words.
I'm playing God.
Then lost my train of thought, sorry. So yeah, so if they needed the money like that and he would sleep with fat things in order to make money, she'll be all for it. My question is this. Ladies, would you let your man sleep with other women so that he can make money?
Okay, share your thoughts in the comments below. I know most would say...
Will you share your man?
I know most up front would answer politically correct and say, no, are you crazy? But most is happy for that piece. Don't get twisted. All I'll say is this, right? It's funny in today's culture that they normalize this S work and this dysfunction. Women can be promiscuous and do all that stuff. And we just laugh it off like it ain't nothing. 10 years ago, 20 years ago, these things that she just said, that would have at least been kept behind closed doors. Now it's glorified. If you're getting golden showers, you know, by some dude that you don't even like that, it's all good now, right? But the women that are saying I want to be married, I'm marrying before I carry, I'm sticking with the dude, they call pick-me's and all these other names. That's
Crazy.
the reality today. That's why I said we're living in. Who's really in the asylum? Are we the crazy ones or who's in the asylum? I don't know, but I'm saying look at the dysfunction. They normalize this hoism.
They do, and they shouldn't.
How many hoes are in the whole Hall of Fame? It is what it is. Share your thoughts below.
Yes.
I don't want to waste no time on this anymore. People, tell us what you guys think. Here's the final clip of today. Here's clip number 3.
Fact or statistic that seems fake but is real.
That in literally 2 generations, the amount of single mother households has exploded 16 times what it was in the baby boomer generation.
Yo, there's no hope for us right now.
It was 600,000 for the baby boomers. It multiplied by 8 with Gen X, and then it doubled again with the millennials. So for the last 2 generations, we've had millions of children growing up in fatherless households and mothers that live below the poverty line, and only getting worse. Here's some more stats on single mothers. Pause to read. And again, more statistics, so go ahead and pause to read.
That is crazy.
This has been a single mother podcast. And we're not shaming single mothers. We're just saying, we're not saying you're less of a person.
No.
As in your human value. As a person, we're not saying that you're a bad parent, but I'm just saying, look at the stats that you've just heard. Pause it, play the stats, read it.
Yeah.
And you will see. That's the reality today.
It's a problem.
Exactly.
It's a problem. And even we're from the UK.
It's a problem in the West.
It's a problem in the West, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in the UK, our stats are terrible as well. It's not good. Like
we got, as in the UK, England, we have the highest teen pregnancy in the whole of Europe.
That's crazy. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not good. That's where we're going with it. It's not good. Your children should grow up in 2-parent households, not one. Single mothers are struggling, have been struggling and still struggling. A lot of them are under the poverty line.
Yeah, but
if I said that correctly.
Communities are built. Okay, Marriage. Man, woman, married, builds communities. That's the easiest and the quickest way to wealth. If you remove the father, it keeps mother in chaos. Women are the biggest spenders. This whole feminism business, it's affected women, particularly black women, the most, because they are the highest single mothers, right? And they're the most brokest. They sing to the top of their lungs, oh, we're the most educated. But for people that's meant to be the most educated, hey, you're not that bright in that sense. Now, I don't want the all police to come and say, oh, he's attacking black women. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm giving you the stats and the data. What this woman is talking about in 2 generations. How many generations? Look at it, how it's changed from people being married. There's no middle class now. And if you look at inflation, women that are single now, and especially ones with children, go into the typical supermarkets to buy what you need to buy. It's hard.
Definitely. Inflation has gone up.
There's no middle class.
Petrol's gone up.
Everything
Food has gone up. Gas, electric, everything has gone up. And it's difficult times. I bet you even a rich is saving money. They're like, hell no, I'm saving my peas.
But how many people, men and women, do you see on social media, on the gram, living their best life? Oh, I'm in a restaurant, I'm getting this, I'm going to this country, maxing out their credit cards. They ain't living that way.
Yes, but okay, they do that, but a lot of them are in debt.
I know.
They will never show that, obviously. They'll show, oh, this is a highlight of my life.
But a lot of people abide by that reality and say, oh, like they're living good, I want to do it too. I'm just saying that
you must live within your means.
If you have 2 forms of income coming into that household,
it's better than
you
one.
fare definitely better. And she spoke about the men being removed from the households. Again, this is what they've done in the black community. They removed the men from the households, told you to get careers, jobs, education. A man don't mean nothing. Later on down the line, we're seeing that, hey, we've been bamboozled.
They replaced your men with Zaddy. That's what they did.
So you rely on the system.
With Zaddy. And then now Zaddy is saying, please, I ain't helping you no more.
Zaddy's cutting them
then
off
what
now.
you going to do? What are you going to do now? When Zaddy said, I'm through with giving you things, what are you going to do? Are you going to run back to men and say, oh my gosh, we need you now? What are you going to say?
It don't work that way. But the thing is this, right? Why do our women particularly learn so late? And people put in the comments, why do you think our women learn so late? Because the stats and the data, it's in our face. I get women 50 years ago, internet didn't exist the way it does today, right? I get they didn't understand. But the truth be told, they did. They just chose. I'd say, okay, let me use black women again. Black women wanted to be like white women. It's not that the kids never had no food and all of that rubbish, what they tried to sell you. They just wanted to live like the white woman. So they were told, sell your man out. They sold their men out to have a better life. Because they were sold that dream.
So they thought, yeah.
I don't want to go too deep in. I'm just saying, look at where we at now as the people. And why did they learn so late? I see a lot of younger women nowadays. They're looking at the elders. Even the millennials have children now. And they're looking at, the Zennials are looking at the millennials and going, nah, this ain't it. Because they're looking at the stats, the data, and they're looking at the observable truth that's in their families. And they're going, that's not the outcome that I want. That's not the way to winning.
I think a lot of younger women are waking up to that fact, but there's still too many young women who keep just copying and pasting their the decisions that their mothers and grandmothers made. That's what the problem is. And also the other problem is that the mothers and grandmothers, I keep saying the same thing, do not tell the younger generations what to do and what not to do. That's why the cycle continues of having single parent house. You know what I mean?
Households, true.
Yes, that is why. That is the reason. And if the younger generations haven't been even taught to be wives or taught certain things, how will they know to do certain things? I'm not putting full blame on things because everyone has a
Nobody's
choice.
perfect. The elders did what they thought was right or what they believed, but
Some of them,
at the same time,
some of them knew
exactly.
that they shouldn't do certain things and still did it. That's why I was about to say that everyone has their own mind, right? And everyone does whatever they want to do. So I'm not fully blaming the elders, but I'm saying they definitely play a part.
No
They
doubt.
definitely play a role. And I think the more that the elders tell the truth and tell their children, grandchildren, whatever, the truth and say it was hard living by myself, having
But
the
the elders
children.
never, some of the elders didn't live with by themselves. A lot of them live with a husband,
Yes, no, I'm talking
like your
about
grandparents.
yes, and they should say the reasons why you should have a man. But I'm saying the women that didn't, who chose not to have a man, the women that chose to sell out their men,
Yes,
they are the ones that typically don't tell the truth.
true.
They're the ones that will let the cycle
And
continue.
selling the dream. I'm happy being single.
You're not
I'm
happy
single by
being single.
choice.
No, you're not. No,
Blah blah blah.
I don't believe that. It's all cap. I don't believe that at all. Not 1 second.
Anyways, people, share some of your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys think? What do you think on some of the things we mentioned? Share some of your own thoughts in the comments below. That's the end of the podcast. In that being said, see you in the next one.
Peace.
Peace.